Wanted to make a quick video on today's market, mainly because it seemed like a pretty easy market to trade, and I'm getting a few questions about what I'd mentioned in the last webinar. So, what I'd said in the last webinar was this is exactly what trending days usually look like. So, I'd drawn like a rough diagram. I'd drawn it for an uptrend for a trending upwards day, but this turned out to be a downtrend, even though the principles behind it remain exactly the same. So as you can see here, you need these pullbacks. So the market falls down, it goes up, then it falls down, then it goes up, falls down, goes up. These lines that I'm drawing, this is exactly how a trending day works. The reason behind this is for a market to keep moving in a direction, it needs both buyers and sellers, right? Because that's how a contract works. If you want to sell an option, there has to be somebody who's willing to buy it. So these pullbacks here, once you see multiple pullbacks like these, where the market has to reach a certain level before falling down, that's when you can be reasonably sure the trend which you're seeing can just continue. Meanwhile, if you see a move like this, market opens up and it just keeps falling, right? If you have a straight line, obviously it's somewhat of an exaggeration, but if you see something like this, you can actually expect a stronger retracement upwards before the market moves in any direction. So for a trending day to happen, they need these sellers to come into picture, right? So in a trending day, you will always have multiple opportunities to go in the opposite direction. So over here, some people might have gone long. Again, when the market starts going upwards, you could have gone long. Same, you could have gone long here again. So it completely depends on how the market is currently moving. If you see something of this sort, it's a very good indication that this could be a trending day. And if you have shorted the position early enough, then you should be able to make money. Again, what I recommend is selling options. So, for example, suppose you had sold some option here. So even though this is your entry price, the price does move almost back the same spot. And even towards the end, it almost moves back the same spot. However, since you've sold an option, and especially since today was an expiry day, it didn't come close to hitting my stop loss, and the trade just kept working for me, right? So over the passage of time, just because I entered a trade at a slightly earlier stage, I got an easy 80 points. Now, another trade I want to talk about was a reversal trade, which is something we've only slightly discussed. Okay, so the reversal trade I took was somewhere around this level. Uh, so the market had fallen down. So I already had my short running all throughout, right? Throughout the day, the market had given no indication of turning trends. There was some slight area of scare here because it might have started making higher highs and moving upwards, but then you had multiple wicks forming and the markets couldn't really push through. Now, if the markets had pushed through, I would probably have closed my short positions and still ended up with a profit. So, coming back to this trade, the reason why I went long was despite it looking like a clear downtrend, you could see the buyers were waiting for better prices to short the market. So over here, let me just do this. Okay, so the price was at this level 20810, but then the sellers waited for the price to go upwards before pushing the markets downwards. Now the markets were pushed downwards again. They didn't short immediately. It wasn't a straight move, right? You had multiple places where buyers came in, provided fuel to the fire, and the sellers shorted the market. So once you had, and the other, so that was one thing. I expected there to be some sort of retracement, right? There hadn't been any retracement for quite a while. And the other thing I was looking at is are the number of candles in this range. Now, there had been multiple opportunities all this while for sellers to come in and short the market, right? This is sufficiently enough time. However, they didn't. So I took a slight risk and went long somewhere at this level. I shorted the 20900 option, and I think at this point when it touched 20850, my option was in the money. And as soon as your option becomes in the money, that's when I exit the position. So it turned out to be a fairly easy 80 points. And then the short position that I had just kept on running. So overall, hopefully this has been a good expiry day for you guys as well. Not a lot of movement, just a simple, regular trending day. Okay, if you guys have any questions, you can always ask us on Reddit. Thank you.